Welcome to another video for WinBidPro version 16 by GDS Estimating. In this one I'd like to talk about the alternate tab. And here we have a tab at the bottom that says alternate. Now if you're coming from version 15, we had an alternate vertical tab, and that actually let you change or swap any vertical member in an elevation drawing. But in 16 we've expanded it so that you can swap any member. With the exception of doors, I guess, because those you would do separately in the doors tab, but entrance tab. But the way it works is, let's say we click edit, and edit meaning I'm just going to change something. And you can see how now it has the bold lines for all the different frame members. So anything with the bold white lines we can substitute. So if it's the left jamb that I want to make, say, a corner post, I would click on that, and it's going to tell me what assembly is currently being used. Now I would need to click this and drop it down and pick a different assembly, but I don't have a different assembly there. So that's something we need to do ahead of time. And we might improve this by letting you add an assembly at this stage of the game. But right now what you have to do is go back to Edit Framing System, or the Elevations tab, and we're going to click Edit Framing System. So this is where we're going to get to our components, and then we're going to see our assemblies. So right now we can see the standard left jamb assembly, and that's the one that showed up in that list. So this is an open back standard 2¼ inch wall jamb. So I need, let's say, a 4-inch corner post, and what I need to do is hit the plus sign because I want to add a new assembly, and I want to call it something different. So I'm going to call it a corner left jamb. And if it's 4-inch profile, I need to change the profile to 4 inches. And next step is start adding parts. Since I don't really know the part numbers in this YKK catalog that it's using, I'm going to hit the browse list, and then I'm just going to type the word corner up here and find just any old corner post. So we're going to call it this one for now. And I'm going to select it. It's going to add it to the list. Now if there's other parts that are needed, like if it has a glass stop for both sides or something like that, you'd have to add those. And remember, you can have quantities, so if it's the same glass stop on each side of the corner, you can add it twice, things like that. But for now, this is good enough. So all the parts for that member would need to be added here. Now gaskets, something that's a little different. If the gasket is different for this corner post than it is for a standard jamb, then you'd want to add the gasket also. But we're going to see here, if we scroll down, we can see that under glazing gasket we have the same gasket inside and out for the entire elevation. So whenever you see this gasket parts under glazing gasket, that means it's the same gasket for the entire elevation. If you see it under each assembly, if you see gasket material, then you know that it's going to be a little different for each component in each assembly. So it can work either way, but it makes it easier for us if it's the same for the entire elevation, because then we don't have to add it to each component or each assembly. So you can see here I have my 4-inch corner left jamb. So now we're going to save. So here's where it says, do you want to save it just for this elevation or for the entire job? Meaning there's other elevations that are using this same framing system. So let's say I want this available to all the other elevations using this same system. So I'm going to say confirm change, which is basically telling it that. So all right, now we're going to go back to the alternate tab. We're going to hit edit again. I'm going to click my left jamb because that's what I'm substituting. And now when I drop down the list, I can pick corner left jamb. When I hit save, you'll notice right away that our profile's changed to 4 inches instead of 2¼ inches. So that's kind of how alternate works. And like I say, I can make an alternate sill just at this panel. I can make an alternate horizontal here. And remember, in things, certain screens like horizontal, when I add a horizontal, I can actually pick the alternate horizontal when I'm adding one. So you can actually do horizontals in 2 different places. But for things like wall jambs and things that are kind of automatically drawn, because horizontals are something you're telling it where to draw it. So things that are automatically drawn, it lets you do those with the alternate tab. So keep that in mind for alternates. It's a lot more flexible than it was in version 15, and that's how it works. Thanks for watching.